else under a bus, even though he called this fake news. So I don't know why you need a scapegoat if it's fake news in the first place. But I mean, at the same time that he's denying that he committed this war crime, he's shitposting with pictures like this featuring Franklin the Turtle murdering people, which doesn't even really make sense at all. It's just like a boomer meme. Nonetheless, this is what he's posting. These are not serious people, but that goes without saying. Now, when Trump was asked about his defense secretary committing a literal war crime by giving a kill order, well, he predictably feigned ignorance. And there's a video of this, but I'm just going to read you the transcript because the audio is dog shit, as it usually is when they're on planes. Nonetheless, that's when they ask him questions. That's when he takes questions because they don't want us to hear the answer. But apparently the reporter said, hey, can you talk about the strikes and the conversation, or the controversy rather, around Hegseth? And he said, I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that. And the reporter says, you don't know if there was a second strike to kill the two men? And Trump said, oh, he said he didn't do it. And the reporter said, would you be okay with that if he did? Trump dodged, saying, he said he didn't do it, so I don't have to make that decision. Yeah, I'm going to call bullshit on that one. But let's assume for a moment that Pete Hegseth didn't give that kill order that led to the double tapping. We know he did, but let's assume that he didn't for argument's sake. Still, you have no right to bomb boats in the Caribbean, one, without congressional approval, and two, without use ad bellum. That is a moral or legal justification to go to war under international law. Venezuela poses no threat to the United States whatsoever. Therefore, you have no right to invade a sovereign country. And no, claiming without evidence that they're smuggling drugs to the United States, that doesn't count. Because even if you could prove that that's the case, which they have not, that is a criminal offense, not a fucking act of war towards us. And I think that Rand Paul, of all people, honestly, had the best, most concise rebuttal to Donald Trump's attempt to manufacture consent for war with Venezuela.
Number one, there is no fentanyl made in Venezuela. Not just a little bit, there's none being made in Venezuela. These are outboard boats that, in order for them to get to Miami, would have to stop and refuel 20 times. They're in all likely going to Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island right off of the coast of Venezuela. So there's a lot of reasons to be worried about this. But number one is the broader principle of when can you kill people indiscriminately? When you're at war. That's why when we declare war, it's supposed to be done by Congress. It's supposed to be thoughtful. It's supposed to be debated. And we're not supposed to do it willy-nilly. And then when you have war, you just kill people in the war zone. And even then there are rules of engagement. But interdicting drugs has always been a criminal activity and a criminal anti-crime sort of activity where we don't just summarily execute people. We actually present evidence and convict them.
Exactly. And Rodrigo Duterte, the former president of the Philippines, he also prosecuted the drug war in his country in a similar way by killing people. And he's now rotting away in The Hague for crimes against humanity. But I don't want to give you the false impression that this is about drugs in the first place, because it's not. Trump couldn't care less about drug trafficking, as evidenced by the fact that, as the Wall Street Journal points out, he just pardoned the former president of Honduras, who was serving a 45-year sentence in prison for drug trafficking. So I don't even know why he's bothering to still pretend as if the facade exists any longer, because it doesn't, especially after a GOP lawmaker already said the quiet part loud and announced why they want to go into Venezuela in the first place.
Maduro is not Fidel Castro. Maduro is not a brave boy. So now that he has under...
Welcome to the Absurdity space, our very first episode. We have, we have that intro. The intro, it's crazy that Conan, our intro made by Conan Neutron of Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends, Neutron Friends at Bandcamp.com if you want to listen to his other music. And of course, he also does all the intro themes for our movie night extravaganza months, and a regular thing too. But no, I love that it's my laugh. I didn't even catch that at first. Going,
yeah, no, it's so good.
But yeah, Absurdity space. We're gonna use this platform to kind of talk about the news, talk about what's going on in politics, and kind of the most ridiculous stories going on, and make fun of them. I guess. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, the masses demanded that Forrest and I do a political podcast together, so here we are.
trying it out. Although we've been on like every single podcast. I feel like for a while people would only bring me on if you were also on. I mean, you'd already be on most of them, but like they'd be like, "Oh, well, we'll bring you on with Kristina."
Yeah, obviously. So, Forrest, what have we been cooking? We've been talking about a certain former journalist and the many men in her life.
the many
one of my former governor, apparently, of South Carolina.
Oh yeah, Mark Sanford. Yeah. I have the hang on. I have a doc, but do you want to intro the story?
Okay, so for those who don't know, what Olivia Nuzzi, right?
Yeah.
So she was a journalist for was it Variety? Was she? But she was also a journalist for other publications too.
Oh, she was a journalist for, I believe it was like the New Yorker. Like she was a official.
Yeah. And her ex has been dropping big, massive dumps about her personal life within like the last few months, I believe. Apparently, she had relations with Keith Olbermann, Mark Sanford. We know about her emotional affair with RFK Jr. So when Forrest sent me this, I was like, we gotta talk about this because this is interesting because we haven't heard from her until it got revealed that she did have this affair-ish with RFK Jr. when she was doing like a report on him about when he was running for president.
Yeah.
So that was fascinating.
I was wrong. It was New York Magazine. She was working for them for like the last 3 presidential elections, and she was really good at covering these stories.
She's our age. She's our age. She's like 32. I'm like,
she's a year older than I am, which is crazy. But she was going. She was telling these. She would go every single time there was a presidential election. So for the last 3 presidential elections, and she was really good at getting next to the people that were in the Trump administration, and literally next to them. But she was very good at getting information from them and doing these profiles that would reveal a lot of information about stuff that they were up to, or their private information, like these really revealing profiles. And it turns out that at least the one on RFK Jr., she had gotten into this sexting relationship with him. And the two of them were sending like messages back and forth, sending nudes back and forth.
Now Cheryl Hines know how Hillary Clinton feels,
Yeah.
Notice Cheryl Hines, she's been going on like this tour of like, no one's asked her about any of this. She's just, talking about, how isolated she feels by standing by her man who's anti-vax and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, but he had an affair technically.
Yeah, no one's asked her about the affair. She went on Bill Maher, and it reminded me of I don't know, like you and I plotting on a show, because Bill Maher was like, we should have a show together, don't you think? We would get such good ratings if we had a show together. And like that's the line of questioning he kept talking with about them. But no, so this is from literally yesterday. She released her book American Canto, and it's her book about her many affairs. And she went on the Bulwark and got pressed about why she didn't reveal the information, because in her book she talks about how, I haven't read the book, but I've read everyone else talking about the book. RFK Jr. was on DMT, and he's been taking ketamine, and he relapsed, and like all this information about him. And
a lot of this makes sense too, by the way. I'm just saying.
But she didn't come out about any of that information, and she said that she was trying to protect him and protect his presidential ambitions, which is funny because I mean, he dropped out before.
Did he even have a chance?
He did not have a chance, but she didn't. And then she tried to turn herself into the victim by saying she was afraid that RFK was going to like kill her or something. So it's I don't know. It seems like she
What's
doesn't,
up?
she
So
doesn't tell a lot of information actually about herself in the book. She does the thing where you like, you paint a picture of your life to make it seem way more romantic and tragic than it actually is. But yeah, so I found this clip, and she's getting pressed by the guy Tim Miller, who's he's the former guy for Jeb Bush, who's rebranded as the Bulwark. The guy,
oh yeah, he wasn't. I
yeah.
think he was recently done. He recently did like a Surrounded on
Yeah, the
Jubilee. I
Jubilee.
think.
Yeah. But he also was the guy that trapped
Yep.
Zoran into saying that he wouldn't it's not even something that he said, but he was like, well, I'm thinking off the top of my head, what about globalize the Intifada? That sounds pretty bad. And Zoran was like, well, I'm not going to condemn something that sounds pretty bad just because it came off like off the top of your head that you came up with.
Oh, and that's why people were led to believe he literally actually said we should globalize the Intifada. Thanks, dude.
And but I mean, he's the former Jeb Bush comms guy. I do want to know like what his reaction. No one's even asked him what the reaction to Please Clap was when Jeb was when that campaign was really
come
on
the absurdity space, Tim, and
he would have been the guy that would have to come up with the like the rationale behind that in that moment. But yeah, so this is him pressing Olivia Nuzzi about why she didn't come forward. His line of questioning is about how it could have derailed his Senate campaign, but I mean his HHS confirmation. But like I don't think it would have derailed his HHS confirmation at the Senate, the hearings, because he got outed for being for sexually assaulting his kid's babysitter, and that didn't derail his so I don't know. All right, here's the clip.
He was trashing you. He's being nominated to be HHS secretary. His reign, I think, as you said in the newsletter today, you agree with, has not been good. Like you had information that you could have shared. Look, Matt Gaetz got denied. Like it's possible. RFK wasn't even a Republican. It's possible that these senators could have not, confirmed him, and you didn't share anything about him. Why? Like, why? Did you still love him, or like was it just?
I don't know how to responsibly handle this on camera with you here. I'm writing in that scene that you're talking about how I felt privately, about my private reaction, how I felt privately. Right.
But you had you'd acted to help him. Like you admit in the book, you'd acted to help him over the course of the campaign. And so like once you realized that he was screwing you over, you didn't take any counteraction. You just let him, right? Walk over you.
You're reading about it now. I lost
but now
my job,
he's in there and he's doing a lot of bad stuff. Like, don't you look at that and think, like, do you look at that? I guess when you're saying that you have the distance now that have clarity, like, do you see clearly what he's doing now?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's what was your phrasing? It hasn't been good. I agree with that. I think that's the correct assessment. But you're sort of, I don't really know what to do with the question that you're asking me, because it's making a lot of assumptions. It's not like
assumptions. It's just like you said you helped him, right, during the campaign. And
I write about it. I write about what I did wrong. Yeah.
And it's like once you've done that, like you didn't, like you cease to have become like a journalistic actor, and like you're.
Well, I lost my job, right? I was fired. Right. I was fired, and I was in hiding, and I was afraid.
Scared? Were you scared? Yeah.
I was terrified.
Of what?
I write in the book about, I was terrified of the man I did not marry. And I was very worried about people knowing where I was. And
I'm sorry.
Pause this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we can pause it.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
This was very Rizless. Like, this was not, like, he ain't good at interviewing. She's not good at being interviewed.
Yeah.
What? I need him good.
It's funny. It's funny. Like it's funny to write the whole book and then not have an answer prepared when somebody's like, when they're like, "Why didn't you speak out about this during the Senate confirmation hearings?" And she's like, "I don't know." She's kind of just sputtering. And then I do love the thing where you're like, "Can we pause this for a second?" And then you just get off, like you just shut your computer.
Yeah, about to do that. I like this is so funny to me because it's like, girl, like you, as someone pointed out, I think it was Pinkerbell in the chat, she didn't have a better answer prepared for this at all.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like,
it's not like he's not asking questions that are like very pressing, right? Like you could be like, I mean, he even tried to help her and say, well, you were scared of him, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, what are you scared of? And she's like, I was scared of
the man I love, I can't marry. Oh, I'm like, what?
I mean, I don't know. That guy does do kind of, he's spilling all their tea. And
but
he's like,
RFK Jr. is not even that good looking. Like, I mean, he's not as handsome as his father, clearly, but it's like, what do women see in this guy? I mean,
because he's had a bunch of different affairs. He's had like, I mean, I don't know. I think I think for a certain kind of person, the Kennedy name is still extremely powerful. But like, there's a lot better Kennedys. I feel like he's the worst Kennedy. Like if you hook up with him, you're hooking up with like the worst Kennedy. I don't know what exactly like.
I'd rather hook up with the corpse of Ted and he murdered a teacher. Like I don't,
I'm trying to find the Bulwark interview that they did with Globalize the Intifada, where he kind of trapped Zoran into an attack that for the rest of that entire campaign, dogged him, which shouldn't have even like that was another one that I don't know. It feels like there should have been a better way to handle that one too, but I don't know if someone's like, will you condemn this in the middle of like, they just make something up off the top of their head.
Yeah. It's like the whole like Miss Rachel being like the top anti-Semite of the year situation. It's like it's one woman who runs that thing, and it's like everyone's like, really? Not even Nick Fuentes? And this is I'm gonna go off topic here, but like same with the ADL.
We don't have a topic. We're riffing.
I know. But it's funny because you mentioned like how to handle those situations is that Jonathan Greenblatt is scared of the Chaya Raycheck. I mean, the ADL put her on like a list of like, extremist people to, critique and all that. But then she came after them and they stopped. They removed her. Like, it's like, come on, seriously? Like you're afraid of libs of TikTok and the number one like Nazi podcaster.
Yeah.
But Elon is just an awkward hand gesture,
And they've like the excuse that lady made from from Stop Anti-Semitism, which does keep getting written up as an organization, and it is not an organization. I even looked at that on LinkedIn.
One bitch running a Twitter account.
They claim to have between like 2 and 10. Like on LinkedIn, you can see how many employees somebody has. So I looked at it like last night, and it said between 2 and 10 employees, but then it didn't list any other employees. It's just her. I think her name is like Leora Rez or something like that. She's like a Ukrainian emigre from like before the Soviet Union fell. That she's she lives in Connecticut, and she made she was originally a fashion blogger, by the way. She was a fashion blogger that nobody was reading her fashion blog, which was like I think her name was like the name was like Jew in the City or something, or Jewish Girl in the City. Like it was something like very very caveman-esque. It was like,
oh my god. Why? Oh my god, that's hilarious though. And it's you always a lot of people, they fail at one thing and then they rebrand and then it ends up working for them kind of, and it's like that's how it is for most of these like right-wing grifters who failed in Hollywood. Like it's like the tall tale stories, like, oh, or even if they try to make it in like the leftist media space but they know there's no money here, so they do like the right-wing grift, like being friends with like Jack Posobiec, and the story. Some of these people, they got big during like the Bernie years, and it's like, yeah, I didn't follow those people when they started. Like once you get like a whiff, like a little sniffle of right wing, fuckery, like in like their views and what they're saying, it's like, nah, I'm leaving. I'm abandoning ship. This is not working out. I can't. It's like when people talk shit about a red brown alliance not being a thing. I'm like, how do you feel about people who think, whoa, Candace Owens is crazy, but she's saying some good stuff about Israel? I'm like, that's how it starts, though. Like, we can't be letting those people in these spaces. TYT.
Yeah, I mean, TYT is definitely gonna have Nick Fuentes on, by the way. That's coming. Like, you could tell.
Oh yeah.
I was watching. I didn't watch all of Thanksgiving. I can't. I can't.
I was like, I can't do this. No.
But as soon as I heard Jank be like, well, I think that Tucker and Nick Fuentes are authentic about their dislike of Israel, I was like, oh, they're gonna have Nick Fuentes on.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny too because like a lot of people
should we have Nick Fuentes on?
Oh God, it was funny too because they were showing a lot of like right wing Zionist accounts were showing like the clip of Hassan and Cenk. They're like, wow, Hassan is praising Hitler and Cenk Uyghur's praising Nick Fuentes. I'm like, first of all, Hassan in the clip is not even praising Hitler. I don't know where you people got that from. Hassan was the rational person, as always, in his debates with Cenk. Since TYT has done this weird, we should like work with right wingers to form a real populist agenda, blah 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 blah, and it's like,
it is crazy. And I feel like, I guess I'm stealing the Mark Maron bit a bit here, but it is crazy to like imagine if Hitler was still alive, like the podcast run he'd be having right now with people inviting inviting Hitler onto their podcast to be like, to ask him questions about stuff and be like, we want to get the whole story. You see, here on this podcast, we want to hear from all sides, and people can make their own opinions and their own views up, and that's why we're having Hitler on this week to tell his side of the story.
It's like someone I was once friends with on Facebook. I post and they're like, no one has ever proven to me that the ovens, that the gas chambers existed in World War II, and I was like, Auschwitz is a fucking museum.
It's pretty funny that, because I saw that post that you had that the person said that, and like 6 people underneath it were like, I've gone to there. I've seen the ovens.
Yeah. What is this, like a simulation or something? Like, it's so ridiculous that the year in our Lord 2025, people who grew up learning about the Holocaust are like, no. Even when the Holocaust was happening, there were people who were actually like denying it, and it's like, you were there, you partook in it, yet you're denying it.
To figure this out, that like nobody even knew. Well, I'm not saying nobody, but like in America, right? Like, it wasn't common knowledge that the Holocaust was even happening until 1942, I believe, is when they came to the, they were talking about it like internationally. Yeah. Before that, I mean, they knew about, like, obviously they knew about concentration camps, like they've known about that forever, but they didn't know about the extermination camps, which were like the next step up from there. And I was like, so I've been reading, like, I've read several World War II books, and I was trying to really figure it out, and it seems like it was 1942 when the information about the Holocaust, because they knew about it, like, I mean, like FDR knew about it before that, and like, Churchill knew about it before that, but they actually came out about it to the American public. So I mean, not sharing that information as fast as they could have probably added to that. But I don't know how, like we take it obviously for granted that the Holocaust happened and it was horrific, but like I don't know how you would break that news to like people. Like, like if they had never had that before, right? Like if there was never like a genocide to that level before, like, I mean, I guess there was like the Armenian genocide and stuff like that, but and like the Nambian genocide.
They recently, Bailey Sarian, who's Armenian, doing her Dark History podcast, she talked about the Armenian genocide, and she's like, they still don't acknowledge it really today. Like, it took, like, I think it was Gavin Newsom who finally, like a year or two ago, acknowledged that yes, it happened. And I'm like, I don't even think the U.S. government acknowledges that it actually happened.
There was a big deal. There was a big deal with the Armenian, because the Armenians have a lobby. I mean, it's not a powerful one, obviously, but they have their own lobby.
If anyone needed a lobby,
they were pushing during the Obama administration. And so there was this big thing during the Obama administration where he couldn't, obviously, because he was in meetings with Erdogan, he couldn't call it meetings with Erdogan, and he couldn't exactly call it like a genocide. So they came up with something that both sides could agree on, which is like the mass slaughter of Armenia. So yeah, it hasn't been acknowledged by the U.S. government because we want Turkey and NATO.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, with Erdogan in power, do we really need them? Do we really need Turkey and NATO?
He's only in power for a little bit longer, though. I think this is his last term.
Yay!
I
Turkey great again. Not dry, by the way.
Cabo Trap House had the thing where they're talking about how like these people on Turkish like Twitter that don't like Erdogan call him like a watermelon seller, and they thought it was like some slur, but it turns out like he actually sold watermelons. Like that was like his job for the first like 5. They're like, that watermelon seller.
It's like when people say, "Oh, Zohran Mamdani's never had a real job," or Bernie Sanders never had a real job, and I'm like, "What is a real job?" I'm like, most of these people do like working class jobs.
I always ask that too because I'm like, all right, it seems like we get rid of, because I've also seen people say that baristas aren't a real job, McDonald's isn't a real job, politician isn't a real
houses.
job. Yeah, there's just I don't know. It just seems like there's so many things. Like it's less than like. So then, what are those things? Like if they're not
like
real
the
jobs?
lawyers, doctors, are those the real jobs? I'm like, I'm sorry, but I mean, if most politicians do have like some sort of like degree in like law or like major like political science and law at the same, because knowing laws and all that. But it's like, come on, fucking Rand Paul is an eye doctor, like before he got into politics or something like that. So it's like, yeah, but it's like,
you know who else wasn't an ophthalmologist before they got into politics? Bashar al-Assad.
What?
Yeah.
No.
He was Bashar al-Assad was he lived in London at the time, and he was an eye doctor in London.
Oh wow! Should we have the debate whether or not he gassed his own people? Just kidding. I think it's interesting. That's still up for debate. It's like it's funny to me because it's like he's almost like the Saddam Hussein when it comes to like, yeah, he did stuff to his people, but also we need him for other things too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's funny that he's still alive. Like it just shows you. It just shows you that like I saw someone the other day saying like, oh, like, God willing, Maduro will soon be in the same place as Bashar al-Assad in like, like hiding basically in the Kremlin or like in Kremlin associated housing or something. And it's like, but like that means you've kept them alive. Like,
yeah,
you think that they'd be trying to make a deal right now to like trade. I mean, I think they were for a bit, but like to trade Assad for something.
Yeah.
But
have you heard about, speaking of like the Kremlin or whatever, have you heard of moral migration?
No.
So a lot of conservatives who think America has gone too woke, even under Trump, they moved to Russia on like a moral migration. It's a real thing. I think it was like on Sunday morning or something like that. And it's like, a lot of these conservatives are like, we're moving to Russia. But they're like, it hasn't been that easy because we have to know the language. We got to, assimilate, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, really? That's
I did know about, there's certain like conservatives that have moved to not necessarily Russia but like Hungary because they joined the Russian Orthodox Church, and like that because it's like, I don't know, like JD Vance obviously converted to Catholicism, and it's like but like he's
hoping his soon to be ex-wife does the same thing too.
There's a level above that where it's like somebody that converted to Catholicism and then went, actually, I'm going to go further back to like the schism pretty much, and I'm going to join the Russian Orthodox Church because I think that that's actually the purest form of Christianity. And there's like a sect of conservatives that have actually done that.
Oh God. Yeah, it was interesting interviewing like these conservative families, but also too some of the like older kids of these families that have done this moral migration to Russia because there's no, you can't be gay, you can't be obviously. And it's like a lot of the adult kids are moving back to the US because they're like, it fucking sucks here. It sucks. Like, it's not, it's not, even for a conservative, it's like, it's really not the conservative bastion that they'd actually hope for.
I mean, they're also in the middle of a war and they're conscripting people. There was somebody that I remember hearing this story about this family.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
the family moved.
The
guy
ended
up being forced to draft into the war, and he died fighting in Ukraine, right?
Yeah, and it was like, and like the wife was like, we moved to Russia, and we thought we were gonna have like this trad conservative life, and then my husband just got drafted and sent to Ukraine.
Hey, American conservatives, the draft seems like a bad idea now, does it?
I have this thing that I wanted to run by you. It's as Democrats search for their MAGA, author catches Jeffrey's attention.
Oh, God.
The minority leader is trying out a new venture capitalist new book title, Strong Floor, No Ceiling, as the Democrat centrist answer to make America great again.
I just saw this on someone's TikTok too, and I was like, really? That's what we're going with right now? Seriously? I mean, Hakeem Jeffries literally said because Henry Cuellar, who, Nancy Pelosi and who else really fought? Jim Clyburn, Democrat South Carolina. They fought tooth and nail to make sure that Jessica chick would not win against Henry Cuellar. And of course, him and his wife did like corruption. Trump's pardoning him. And Hakeem Jeffries is like, this is fine. He really didn't do anything wrong or what. It's fine. This is like low level corruption. It's fine. And I'm
they love
fucking
Henry
kidding me?
Cuellar. That's like their guy, though.
Yeah.
We got
the anti-choice Democrat in the state of Texas. Am I right?
We got a congratulations that somehow misspelled both of our names, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yes.
No, all four of those guys. In my head, right? I was just imagining that it's not some author that, because like Hakeem Jeffries doesn't read, right? Like, and so
his
I was
brother's
imagining
cool. He should come on the show.
I do like his brother was a big Zoran supporter because he also had the name Kwame,
Yeah.
which is Kwame Nkrumah. They were both named after him, so he's like Kwame. We were both Kwames. But I was just thinking about Hakeem Jeffries listening to Lil Wayne. Like No Ceilings.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of people were bitching about Lil Wayne at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year. I'm like, come on, man. We got to get hyped up for the turkey.
Have you ever gone to the Macy's Day Parade?
No, but I was in New York City on New Year's Eve day, and even though we were there for a matinee at Jersey Boys, the cops were already like, "Get out of here!" And we're like, "We got to go to the 52nd Street near Hell's Kitchen. We're gonna leave. Don't worry, we're gonna get out of the city. We don't want to hang around. It's fine." Those cops are nasty.
When I turned 21, I don't know, like way long ago, like a decade ago, when I turned 21,
we're getting old.
Me and my friend Liam decided it would be a good idea to go on Thanksgiving to see the Macy's Day Parade, and we made it. But I don't remember any of it because I was just 21. Like I had just turned 21 a couple months before, and it was like
Were you drinking hard liquor to keep warm in the morning.
But also, we didn't think about how early you had to get up.
Yeah, you had to get like 4 a.m. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, so we took a bus there, and then I think by the time we got there, the parade was just ending. So we caught the tail end of it, if I remember correctly. And then I was like, "This is like it's the morning on Thanksgiving now," and like we thought this was gonna be like I don't know. We plotted it out. We're like, "This is gonna be a great trip. Like we're gonna do this. Like our families are cooking food or whatever, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna do this." And then we got there, and we were like, "This is way too early. I don't know." What we were thinking by doing this.
Yeah, it's preparing for like a big event in New York City, like the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, or being there for New Year's Eve. Justice for Barney, by the way, I can't wait for that live action movie to come out.
I sent you this on Thanksgiving, but I couldn't stop thinking about they whacked him. They fucking whacked him.
Yeah, I mean that's why a lot of the balloons now are like run with like people on golf carts, or you need like 50 people now to hold the thing because it was windy that year.
Yeah,
it was so windy that year. It was crazy.
Somebody they made AI, like a bunch of those Groiper people made AI to make a giant Groiper balloon, and they tried to see like, wow, the Macy's Day Parade, but it was clearly AI.
Oh god. What pisses me off? No,
my thing was gonna be coming up with new Democrat slogans.
Yeah. What do you got?
I don't know. I gotta think about this a little bit. But I mean I like we will win. I think that they should go with that.
We will win.
We will win. Do you remember when right after Cuomo lost the primary and announced that he was running in the general again, he went out on like at an event or something that he was doing. I think it was at NAN, like the Al Sharpton's like event.
Is that what he said? I am black, I am gay, I'm a Jew or whatever. Was that before that?
No, this was a long time ago. But that was I think in 2018 when he was running on the Women's Empowerment Party with Kathy Hochul. But he walked out of an event and he goes, we will win. We will win. And I think he was trying to get Schumer to support him.
Yeah, that did not help at all. That's crazy, though.
I mean, look, my Democrat slogan, strongly worded letter.
There you go. My Democratic slogan is I don't know. I can't keep up. I can't think of one.
In for a penny, out for a pound.
There you go.
Vote Democrat. They should join the culture war. Like they should add this as the penny to the culture war.
Yeah.
Because MAGA took away the penny. And I could see Chuck Schumer going out there and being like with his glasses like this, and he's like,
there you go.
And he's like, they've taken away pennies. Donald Trump has taken away the penny, and I think Americans deserve 1 cent. And the American family, 1 cent can go a long way. And he's doing
try to do like a Bernie thing too, and Bernie standing behind him like,
I don't know.
This is my thing. This is my thing.
The two of them are like, I don't know if you should do this, Chuck Schumer.
Oh God, see, this is what happens when you put us together, y'all. It's a little chaotic.
You see, Hakeem Jeffries he's like a giant penny, like this big, and he's like, Donald Trump wants to take away the penny, but he's like, well, if he's gonna take away the penny, call me Pennywise.
Oh man, that poor clown. It's so funny how I was talking about this on my show yesterday, how I made a lot of my friends watch the original miniseries as kids because I was not afraid. Nothing scared me. Forrest could tell you all the stories of how he was scared of the flying monkeys in The Wizard of Oz, how Letterhack.
They were creepy. I'm sorry. The monkeys in The Wizard of Oz are very creepy. And then Wicked somehow, I mean, like now I'm an adult. I know that I can fuck up a monkey, but I mean, even if not Wicked, but like, I don't know. Wicked somehow made them more, like if I was a kid and I watched Wicked
made them more terrifying?
I mean, Wicked put like giant teeth and claws on them. Like, I'm just saying if I was like, because I watched like Wizard of Oz for the first time when I was like 4 or 5. So like, I don't know. I could like if I was thinking back to like if I was like that young and I saw the ones in Wicked, like they were way more terrifying. I feel like in Wicked than they were in the original Wizard.
I mean, seeing the transformation could be scary. I mean, there's a lot of things that they could have made scarier for good, at least, and we'll talk about that in February with Julia. But like the electroshock therapy and Return to Oz scared you too.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know. See, there's a lot of things that scared me. I didn't know that like that's a thing at the time that could happen to you. And I have like enough mental stuff that's gone on in my life that I'm like, what if they should electroshock me? And then later on, I found out like it doesn't happen anymore. But at least not in the Western world.
Yeah.
See, Pinkerbell says her dad was scared of the flying monkeys and the Wizard of Oz when he was a kid. It's clearly small guys in a monkey costume. Like I think that's what makes the Wizard of Oz monkey scary. It's like little small men. I think a lot of them were the same ones as the Munchkins.
Yeah.
So they were like the Munchkins aren't creepy, but it's like I mean maybe a little bit, but
I met the one Lollipop Guild guy years ago before he died, Jerry. I think the one who hands the lollipop to Judy Garland.
Yeah,
I was really young when I met him. He was so cool.
Of them made it to 90 or something.
Yeah, a lot of them were kids.
Yeah,
but like a lot of my friends, because when the new It movies came out, I was like, "You guys gonna see the new It?" They're like, "Fuck no! You made me watch that miniseries, and I have a fear of clowns because of you." And I'm like, "Not my fault. You have babies." Like I literally asked my mom, like, did anything scare me? And she's like, nothing scared you. You watched the Wizard of Oz when you were 3-4 years old, fine. Even the Titanic sinking didn't scare you. And I'm like, anything scared? Like nothing? She's like, no. And I'm like, meanwhile, my sister can't watch horror movies because she saw Pet Sematary when it came out when she was young. And she kept hearing like that female character like hissing or whatever. And she was telling about how she was having a sleepover at my cousin's house and like the heat vent was making like the same hissing noise, and that scared the crap out of her. She's like, I've never seen a horror movie since. And I'm like, you're no fun.
I feel like it's weird things for me. Like I feel like it's like the monkey and the Wizard of Oz. Like
yeah. I noticed that one of them was wearing Glinda's pink jacket from the end of part 1.
Yeah. By the way,
Well-
like they were tiny. The monkeys were obviously tiny humans. But what I was saying is like what was scary about the monkeys in the Wizard of Oz is it was clearly like small people in a monkey costume. Like
Yeah, monkey mask and all that.
I found that kind of terrifying as a kid. I feel like I've spent more podcast time talking about this than like almost any other subject at this point.
I mean, I watched the chest burster seeing an alien when I was like 5 or 6, and I was like, cool. And then when I watched the Spaceballs, I was like, oh, I see where this is going. Not again. Oh my god.
I'm trying to pull it up, but I have an ad blocker on. There's the story that Trump launched his media wall of shame, the media offenders list.
Oh,
and he included Barry Weiss's CBS on it.
why? She got hired specifically to make CBS more pro-Trump, and if Warner Brothers gets bought out by Paramount, which I hope to God it does, and I'd rather have Universal because of the Wicked Wizard of Oz stuff, CNN is going to be even more right-wing than it already is.
Trump unveils Media Offender of the Week in Hall of Shame on White House website. David Ellison owned and Barry Weiss run CBS News makes the list. Maybe he hasn't been told about it yet. Donald Trump isn't content to speak with personally demeaning female journalists. POTUS has now decided to make his war on the so-called enemy of the people online official with a new White House website page amidst the tragic shooting, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's he's doing his...
That's weird. I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. I don't understand, like, why would he put her on there?
I mean, it's probably like he's already mad at CBS, so he probably is. It's probably a warning to them. Media misleading, biased, exposed. See, Boston Globe exposed. CBS exposed. The Independent.
Hassan Piker exposed. I'm surprised Trump doesn't know who's. They're really trying to make the Trump administration know who Hassan is, and it hasn't really worked yet.
See, outlet CBS News. And then this website is terribly designed, by the way.
Yeah, I don't. It just doesn't line up. You know, like I don't get it.
Oh, so it's this
Also,
tweet. It's this tweet. President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress? So it's asking Caroline Levitt about it, I guess, is what they're on the list for.
She's getting that Mar-a-Lago face too. You notice that?
She's younger than us, right?
Yes, she's younger than us, and her husband's twice as older, like twice or 3 times our age.
They should replace her with Olivia Nosy.
Yeah, they really should.
And they should swap them out.
And she'll just cry under pressure when being asked questions.
How dare you ask Trump that?
Yeah, they're just asking questions about RFK Jr.
The other thing I had on the list that I don't have any links for, but I wanted to ask you about the Jack Schlossberg and Cameron Kasky race.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that Tatiana, his older sister, has a terminal form of cancer. It's like all the wrong Kennedys keep getting hit. That should be interesting because they're both very active on social media, and it's like the battle of like the cute millennial Gen Z candidate, because a lot of people are like, I can't believe this is JFK's legacy, and it's his son posting like silly little thirst traps on TikTok or whatever. I'm like,
I feel like that's an adequate legacy for what JFK was doing. Like,
yeah,
because
JFK, he had an affair with Marilyn Monroe.
He would have absolutely been posting thirst traps on social media.
I forgot his mother lived. I did not know this, but Rose lived to be 104.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
She, I think Rose Kennedy lived to be like. She
died in the 90s. She died like in the 90s.
Yeah, 104. Yeah, she was long after Joseph P. Kennedy obviously had a stroke, and then he died.
Yeah, that kind of
like around the same time.
She was like, I'm gonna outlive my philandering asshole Nazi of a husband, and she did it.
I mean, it's crazy though. Joseph B. Kennedy, I'm pretty sure, outlived both JFK and RFK.
Yeah.
But I
feel like that because they're both running the same district, right? Because that's a pretty congested. Already, like that's a pretty congested like race. from
I'm
what
looking for
I've
the
gathered, because it's Jerry Nadler's district,
yeah,
right?
he's stepping down, which more it's nice to see more of these people stepping down. I want to see Ed Markey step down and but obviously
Uncle Ed,
he has to give
real
somebody
successor.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be Ayanna Presley. I think that would be a good
Yeah, it would be her time, I think, too. But also, I'm noticing that there are a lot of young, hot people running, like leftist candidates running for office. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad about this. There's this one dude who's running in Michigan. I saw his ad and I was like, oh, he cute. I'm like, okay, you know what? The Zoran thing is working. Even with AOC, like everyone's like, wow, a hot, young, attractive, Latina in office. Let's go. And I'm like, hey, the problem with the Democrats is that a lot of the candidates that they're supporting or running, like the DNC, the establishment, are old as fuck.
I think this is what I was looking for, but this is the Cam Caskey video. I don't like that he just literally copied the exact Zoran style, to the most annoying possible degree. Did you see his run? I'm running video. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. It's like, we're gonna be walking down a thing.
It didn't pop up. Hold on. Yeah. So this is his he literally just copied the fucking this Zoran style.
New Yorkers are always on the move.
Oh God.
And rushing towards the future. But today's leaders just can't keep up. My name is Cameron Caskey, and I'm running for Congress because there's no real path forward for most Americans. You and your family are working all week just to spend most of your paycheck on rent and health care. Meanwhile, the richest people in our country are telling us that we can't afford real solutions like social housing and Medicare for all. No, we can only afford genocide, Palantir mass surveillance contracts, and ICE thugs. I'm running because we need people in Congress who are going to do something about it and work on laws that help all Americans. Isn't that crazy and radical? Turns out we actually can build a society where we're feeding children and tearing them away from their families, where streets are.
He's doing. I think because he's doing the Zoran. He's doing the.
You just gotta loosen up and be yourself. I mean, even Jack Schlossberg's ads are more convincing than this. It's like, I don't know. It's something's off.
Have you seen his ad? I haven't seen any of the ones that he put out. I think he put out.
He only put out one, I think, so far. I mean, now we know why he's been posting a lot from the hospital because he's been visiting his sister.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll drop out or something like that because of. Wait, let me see if I can try to find an ad that he put out. Yeah. But I don't know. It's like a lot of people. Well, it wasn't even originally the Zoran style. It was Chiose was the one that originally came up with that walk and talk thing, and he was doing it when he was trying to pass the that bill for that would get rid of brokers' fees or whatever. And there was one where he got Kathy Hochul to do it, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. That was not. It's like it's just so funny. It's like they're trying so hard. It's like I could walk and talk about working class issues at the same time. I'm like, not everyone can walk and chew gum at the same time. I can pat my head around my tummy at the same time. Hey.
I don't know. I feel like I would never run for office because I would be incredibly stiff. Because it's like. I
would be too authentic. Like people would be like, man, we thought Trump didn't have a filter. This woman, I'd be like, I would say things that would get people like me in trouble. Like, I would be like, yeah, we are just making AIPAC a foreign agent. We are not giving a dime to Israel. We are acknowledging the Armenian genocide is a thing. Like seriously, like people would be like, no, what is she saying?
Your part of your platform is acknowledging the Armenian genocide.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect, I guess, for that. I feel like I don't know. There's definitely an Armenian community in California, and there's an Armenian community in New York, and
I remember Anna Kasparian kept getting ambushed everywhere by those California Armenians because she works, with Cenk, and I'm like, well, he acknowledges that it happened at least. I mean, it took a while, but he,
Yeah, but it was crazy that they called their the Young Turks because I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of times they use the Young Turks to mean a progressive organization of some kind. It does mean that, but it's the
Young Rebels. But they were the ones who were,
Yeah, they were a big part of the Armenian genocide. It's just I don't know. I feel like they should have at least seen that one coming. It doesn't do well for the optics of something to
Yeah, that's why the majority report just works.
Yeah.
or I've had a podcast. It works.
I do think it would be very funny to have like a black conservatives come up with like the Minority Report, and it's, it's
and they get sued by what Steven Spielberg or something like that, because it's.
But it's the conservative version of the Majority Report, the Minority Report. It's like it's Ben Carson. He's this.
He'd be like this the whole time.
Ben Carson is their Sam Cedar.
Debating. I imagine debating Ben Carson. He'll be falling asleep the entire time because you'd be talking like stuff that he does not understand. Do you remember the Cuba Gooding Jr. the movie about Ben Carson?
Yeah, Gifted Hands.
Yeah, we watched that in class, and when he was running for president, I was like, that's the guy.
I don't know how I know that's the name of the movie, but it is.
We watched it. I think I forgot what class. Sometime in middle school. But when he was running for president, and I was like, wait, that's him?
You know, I love Cool Runnings. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. and he's they're the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah,
they said they're remaking it, but I can't see that being any good or doing like a sequel to it or something like Cool Runnings too. But it's like it's based on a real story, so I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the sequel.
Yeah, my favorite Olympic. I prefer the Winter Olympics just because I feel like the sports are more fun, and of course, not everyone can do winter sports because climate. I love curling. You know what they're screaming? They're doing this right, and they're saying, hurry hard, get off the rock. And it's like, this is a very, very horny sport.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you
get off the rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought it was cool they do it with the brooms, but like,
yes,
I don't know.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
I want to know how somebody came up with that as like a sport and how it ended up in the Olympics. I mean, I'm sure someone's made a video about that, but I've just never looked it up.
Yeah. Or like skeleton, where you're like on a little T thing and you just lay there, but you gotta like, like I would fall off that thing.
I also like how many like track events there are in the Olympics. Like there's all different, like like the high jump kind of thing. Like
remember the guy with the big dong at the last Olympics?
No,
it's so funny. He was doing the thing with the pole, getting over, but his bulge was so big that it hit the thing. He was supposed to jump over it. And boom.
I don't know how I missed that.
I was like, oh God.
The one sport that I pay a lot of attention to in the Olympics is swimming because I did swimming for a really long time. But I was never like, I don't know, I was never like that fast.
I do volleyball. My sister said I should have done volleyball. I was like, I was good at it, but I don't know. Okay, one thing I want to run you by before, because I have opinions on this. Rolling Stone top 20 movies of the year. No Sinners, go.
Oh yeah, wait, I'll pull it up.
I'm pissed because half of these movies I don't even know. I mean,
I haven't seen a lot of them.
Like, I'm like, who the fuck came up with this list? I mean, Rolling Stone, great with political coverage, but when it comes to art, they fucking suck when it comes to not appreciating Black art.
They mention literally in
Sinners in the article, but don't even put it on the list. I mean, it's literally the movie of the year. I mean, I got my Spotify Wrapped, and Rocky Road to Dublin is my most played song of the year.
It feels like it definitely should have been on there. Let me see. 20 best movies of 2025, and no, it's literally the first part right here. It's like 2025 was a year that posed a lot of questions for movie lovers. Did the success of Sinners prove that there was still a mass audience hungry for original read non-IP stories on a blockbuster level? I mean, yes, but then you don't even include it in your maybe their answer was no. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so number 20 is Weapons.
How is that only at 20? It's kind of crazy if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked Weapons, but I'm willing to see it from here. All right, so number 19 is Frankenstein. So far, movies I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. I'm surprised it's in the top 20. Okay. Well, you know what?
I feel like I can't even name a year that I've seen 20 movies from off the top of my head. Like
Conan could probably.
Caught by the Tides. I haven't heard that. It's shifting through old footage during the pandemic. Chinese filmmaker Jia Zhanxi or John K. I don't know how. Came up with the idea of using outtakes and scenes from his previous films, all of which featured longtime actors to craft something new. All right, haven't heard of that one. the Phoenicia scheme. I'm not watching any more Wes Anderson movies. I
don't blame you.
16, one becoming a guinea fowl. Haven't heard of that one either.
All right. What's 15? Let's see.
Orwell, 2 + 2 = 5. See, they should they include documentaries in this? Like,
I feel like, yeah. I mean, I know you know the best birth control I've ever seen is at my local rural health center, and they have a bunch of condoms that says 1 + 1 = 3, and I'm like, you know what? That does add up.
I feel like everybody completely misunderstands the fact that Orwell was like, I'm not even an Orwell fan, but I feel like, like he's used by conservatives a lot to talk about like totalitarian states, but it's like he was a democratic socialist. I mean, say what you want about him. Like,
this is literally some Animal Crossing 1989, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
Animal Crossing 1989.
People who I remember in high school senior year, we had to read
version of Animal Crossing.
Yes. We did British literature in senior year, so we had to do an essay, like a 5-page essay thesis on, and 2 dudes who were lazy motherfuckers. One picked Animal Farm, and the other picked 1984, and I'm like, and I was getting into politics because my government teacher was very much like, she saw something in me. She was a Marxist. She was like, I can groom her to care about politics to get people to vote for Obama, I guess. But I was like, do you not understand the messaging behind like Animal Farm? And so I had to help these 2 idiots with their papers. Because they're like, it just doesn't click. I'm like, because these novels are these books are too much for you. Like, you guys won't engage in this stuff.
I feel like one of the things is like,
I did Jane Austen, for God's sakes. You know how simple her content is? Jesus Christ, I hate her.
Content creator Jane Austen.
Our books are the same. Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
I feel like with the Orwell thing, right? Like everybody, like not everybody, but like people that aren't really versed in anything, just think of like the Soviet Union as the main driver of socialism, and they don't have any nuance to it. So it's like the fact that Orwell was anti-Soviet but a democratic socialist is like, I don't know, it doesn't compute in their mind.
Yeah.
Best wishes to all.
Huh?
Yeah, I haven't I guess it's a debut feature from a Japanese filmmaker.
Some of these are probably gonna be like foreign film contenders for the Oscars, I'm assuming.
Has Lynchian interludes.
Okay. Universal language.
Yeah.
What?
This is a Canadian film, I guess. That all right,
Canada.
You can tell it's like a 70s kind of vibe to it.
It's a Christmas movie.
I guess it's also subtitled Farsi dialogue. All right. Well, that actually sounds interesting. All right, 12 Eddington. I finally saw Eddington. I
what do you think?
I liked the first hour of it, and then I felt like, I don't know, every movie now it's just like somebody has a gun and they just start shooting everybody, and it's like I was more interested in the I don't know, in the Pedro Pascal Joaquin Phoenix. Like I was invested in that plot line, and then he's just like, I'll just shoot him right in the middle of, like right in his living room. And I was like, I feel like they should have had more time to let that
shot him in Fifth Avenue. And never mind.
But I don't know. It does a really good job in the same way that Beau is Afraid. Have you seen it yet?
What, Eddington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it does a really good job in the same way that Beau is Afraid kind of had like the neuroses of like a person that was stuck in his house for way too long or whatever. Like it did a really good job of like the neuroses of like the conservative reactionary mind. In the parts where he's just gunning everyone down, he's gunning down like Antifa people or whatever, and then
yeah.
Let me see. Peter Huar's Holiday. I haven't heard of that one either.
Okay, top 10. Let's see.
We have 5 minutes. Sentimental Value. I want to see.
I'm a sentimental man.
I want to see Sentimental Value because I've heard it's good. That's the one that has Renate Reinsve in it. So number 9, Marty Supreme. Still haven't seen it.
For those who don't know, I'm now friends with Timothy's mother on Facebook. She loves her son to death. I swear to God.
I mean, I don't know if my son was Timothy, I'd be like, hey, guess what, guys? But I gave
birth to that.
I feel like I do want to see this before before the
Yeah.
Oscars start. Sorry, baby. I've really wanted to see this and haven't. And it's on HBO. I don't know what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. What are you
No other-
waiting for?
No other choice.
choice.
I'm gonna see it as
Conan
soon as
gave
I gotta
us-
download. Yeah, Conan.
Yeah, I
says
watched
it.
it. It's really good.
All right, I still have to watch it. It was just an accident.
Mm.
That's the one. That's the Iranian movie
Yeah.
where the people are talking about it a lot. I think it got banned or something. Noel Vague.
Ooh.
All right, so that's the behind the scenes recreation of Breathless.
Ooh, that should be interesting.
Yeah. Train dreams. I don't know. You having a dream of getting a train run on you? That's
Playing trains and automobiles.
kind of sus, bro.
Yeah.
Black Bag. Oh, that's the
Get
new
that black bag.
That's the new Soderbergh movie.
Ooh, should be interesting.
Hamnet.
I gotta see that. I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah,
one.
that's the Chloe Zhao one. And then number one battle after another. I mean, I liked One Battle After Another. I was into it.
Yeah. Weren't you also having like a nervous breakdown while watching it?
Not
or
nervous
like that?
breakdown. I just the ending.
Too much.
The ending of it kind of like gave me a bit of a panic attack because I was like, I don't know, it just hit so close to home with the with the entirety of like Sean Penn's character being someone that literally just felt like he was part of our fucking government. But I thought it was really
like
good.
Green Girls.
you like Green Girls. I love them. But I don't know, the ending, the last like shot of that movie where it's Sean Penn burning on like his body burning on fire in that room. That kind of set off like a bit of a panic attack for me for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is I guess Rolling Stone's top 20 movies.
Justice for Sinners. Justice for
Sinners
28 years later.
I mean, they should have replaced like the documentaries with Sinners.
Yeah. I don't get it. Hello, my girl. Fluffy cat in the way.
But damn, that's pretty much our hour.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed, the Absurdity Space, our first episode. We'll be doing this every week at this time. And next week we'll be a little bit more organized, I guess, trying to figure out topics, and we'll do them one at a time. And take questions. But the Absurdity Space. Follow us on YouTube and on Twitch, and Movie Night Extravaganza. Follow us on there too. On Tuesdays,
we're doing
we talk about movies. On Wednesdays, we talk about absurd stuff.
Bye.
Bye.